Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. This is Nike Snow bringing you another video. Today we'll be explaining why we're switching from the Razer Ripsaw to the Elgato HD60S Plus. Just want to say thank y'all for joining in and watching this video. We're switching because we had a lot of technical problems with the Razer Ripsaw HD. I do realize that Razer do have a support team ready to help you at any time, but we tried to fix everything and we tried to do it ourselves and try to figure it out. It shouldn't be that hard, but it was a very hard process and we still haven't figured out why it does the things it does. Today we'll be explaining what happened with the Razer Ripsaw HD versus what happened with the Elgato HD60S Plus. So we will be keeping the Elgato HD60S Plus, and we will be sending the Razer Ripsaw HD back to Amazon. These are the reasons why I am sending the Razer Ripsaw HD back to Amazon. So we had a lot of technical problems, and one of the problems was when we installed this, we already had problems at the beginning. One of the problems that we had at the beginning of installing this into our gaming PC was that the sound was basically not there. It was there, but it was not there. Like, it was not making any sound. You couldn't hear anything. So we had to go up on YouTube and Google and everything to figure out what was going on. So when you install this, you have to install Razer's program. It's either Razer Cortex or Razer Synapse. But when you open the program, it allows you to control the volume. That's it. That's problem number one. You don't have anything to actually control what's going on and what you can see that goes into Streamlabs. And that was very confusing. Why would I only want to control the volume on a capture card? The most important thing from a capture card is getting your video onto a streaming program. But for right now, the first problem was the audio. Like I said, it was very low. You could not hear it. It was not there. So we had to install filters like gain and just a lot of filters to install to make sure that that volume was there. So that could be a streaming program's problem, but like I said, that's problem number one. Number two, so the problem with our video was sometimes the video would just cut out or it would just stop mid-stream. While we're streaming to Twitch or Facebook, it would just cut out and freeze. And that was the capture card just giving up on itself. Inside Streamlabs OBS or just OBS, you can deactivate your capture card and reactivate it. When we deactivated this, it was on the pause screen. When you deactivate this on ours, it just turned to a black screen. And you activate it again, nothing came up. You would have to close out the program, take out the Razer Ripsaw HD, and plug it back in. Then you would have to start up the program again and it would do the same thing again. It might be 5, 7, 10 minutes, but it's going to cut out on you. And if you're streaming, you know how important it is to keep live. You don't want any interference. You don't want no technical difficulties, especially when you took 2 to 3 hours to make sure nothing would go wrong with your capture card, your microphone. You don't want anything going wrong. You don't want it can't be perfect, but for something that we paid for $160 for, we wanted close to perfect, and we had problems with that. The second problem was finding resources that could tell us what was going on with this. We tried it on 2 different computers, and we tested everything. My friend let me borrow his PC, his $2,000 PC, to see what we could do to fix the problem going on with this capture card, or to see was it my gaming laptop. I'm currently using the Acer Nitro 5, and it is a 10th gen Intel Core processor. We had all the specifications that Razer required for you to use this capture card, but it just was not working. So we tried it on his PC where he had a AMD Ryzen 5 core processor. Some of you might say it's more than that, but this is a $2,000 PC we're talking about. So we bumped up the specifications that we needed for this. So, and it still didn't work. It still didn't give us what we wanted to see. So we will be sending this back to Amazon, and we will be using the Elgato HD60S Plus. The reason that we're using this capture card is because once I plugged this capture card in, we had no problems. The volume was at the correct level. I didn't have to add any filters. I didn't have to touch anything. Streamlabs OBS have their own page that tells you how to set this up. It was perfect. It was a right fit. Putting it next to my console, it was so tiny and not in the way at all. I didn't have cords coming out the back, so I had to put it somewhere else. It couldn't be right in front of my console. It was perfect. The capture was 4K. I could tell the difference. Both of these capture cards releases 4K pass-through, which means you can play your game in 4K. I have a Xbox Series X, and that plays in 4K, and you want to be able to see that 4K definition. It streams 1080p to Streamlabs or your streaming program, but this is perfect. We will be keeping this and sending the Razer Ripsaw HD back to Amazon. I'm pretty sure I had all the specs that you need for the Razer Ripsaw, but it just wasn't working for me. Webcam was glitching. The program itself was running a lot slower. This is a new computer. Like, I just got it 2 months ago. I haven't downloaded anything. My computer is really fast, but when I plugged this in and used Streamlabs at the same time, it was just messing up. We did do an unboxing video on this about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and throughout that time we was trying to figure out everything, but we just kept having problems every day, every week. It was annoying and it was very frustrating. If you're spending that amount of money, you want to, have something that's great. From now on, I don't want to say that Razer products are bad in any way. This is the only Razer product I brought from them. Like I said earlier, I do realize that they do have a support team ready to help you, but when you're buying something for this much, it should not be that much of a problem. With Elgato, we plugged this in, it worked perfect, there was no problems. Knock on wood to make sure that there's no upcoming problems, but I gotta say, Elgato just got a new fan. I've seen a lot of creators put up a lot of stuff about Elgato and using Elgato. And I wanted to try one of the biggest reasons I went with the Razer Ripsaw HD over the Elgato at first is because, one, the Razer Ripsaw was green. I'm an Xbox player, so you want green kind of everywhere you go. That green color is amazing. But with, the blue, that's more of a PlayStation color. So that was a kind of a decision-making process right there, a forward-making decision process right there. And another reason was the Razer Ripsaw HD, we got this for about $150. We got this for about $190. I'm not gonna lie, this was worth it. This was worth the money. I had no problems. I've already streamed twice with this capture card. The picture did not disappear. I didn't have to worry about the volume. It was perfect from the start. We had a lot of problems with the Razer Ripsaw. So I know a lot of people might say they might be just something wrong with this capture card, but like I said, I want to spend money, learn how to use it, make sure it works, and keep it that way. So it really made me happy. We might in the future try more Razer products, but for right now we will be sticking with Elgato. If Elgato views this video, thank you, Elgato. You've really shown me what the premium is, but Razer, we're just gonna have to see. If you like this video, if this video was helpful to you at all, please hit that like and subscribe button. We will be uploading more content to our YouTube channel, and so make sure you hit that bell to get notifications. So we do stream on Twitch Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays at 8 p.m. So please join in, come chat with us. We are interactive, and thank you.